Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Highlight Crafts. Now we've got a fantastic day lined up here for you at Highlight Crafts. Lots and lots of lovely goodies coming up throughout the course of the day here. But with it being Tuesday, and yes, I did nearly forget what day it is already, but it's definitely Tuesday, and that means we've got 3 fabulous hours dedicated to our amazing ScanNCut. And little birdie tells me we might have a fantastic offer coming up on our ScanNCuts, but more of that later on. We've got some fantastic brand new SVG stencil downloads as well. Again, we'll be featuring those throughout the course of the show and the day as well. But before we dive into all that, do want to just tell you how easy it is to shop here at Highlight Crafts, especially if you're brand new to watching and shopping with us. Now, there's a few different ways that you can watch us here at Highlight Crafts. You might be watching on Facebook, you might be watching on Instagram, over on our website or on YouTube as well. Now, if you're watching over on Facebook or on Instagram, super simple in terms of the shopping for the items on this show. All we'll do is we'll go through the counter and we'll show you all these lovely goodies that we've got. Each one will have a code next to it. All you need to do, into that comments bar, just pop the word shop alongside whatever that code might be. So for example, you can see on your screen, so we've got shop seasonal. You'll just type into the comments exactly the same place where you chat with everyone at home and chat with us in the studio. You'll type shop seasonal and then we'll send you a message. Now in that message, it will have a link. All you need to do is just click through that link. That will take you to your basket over on the Highlight Crafts website. Now once you're ready to check out, make sure you log in first and then you can check out as many items as you like, whether it's going to be just the one item or it could be the whole counter, quite frankly. It could be the whole show that you're checking out, and you can just click through, check out, and you are good to go. Now, if you're watching over on the website, of course, you can still watch that way and shop that way as well. All you need to do is you'll see next to the show, you'll have all the products listed there. Go through, select the ones you want, add them to your basket, and then you can get checked out as well. So super easy, lots of different ways to shop with us and watch with us as well here at Highlight Crafts. Now, I did say we're talking all things ScanNCut today, so if you've got any questions at all, I've got the lady who will most definitely know the answer, and is here with me for all 3 shows actually for ScanNCut today.
I know, morning. And Lily's doing one, aren't you?
Certainly am, yeah. I'm excited for that, 12 o'clock.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Certainly
Right, shall we get stuck into
Come
these
on
new
then.
stencils? Because I've got loads to show you, loads to show you. So we need to get in. Can I come on that
come on,
side,
swap
Lily, and then
over.
I'll get to the product? Thank you. Now then, we talk about SVG stencils. I'm taking these off the counter. Come and have a look at these 3 cards. There isn't a stencil in sight. So cutting files, changing them up, embossing files, using paste through the stencils, creating a wreath out of snowflakes. All of that is doable when you shop seasonal, and it's super easy to do. So please don't think that just because we say we're bringing you SVG stencil designs that they have to be used as a stencil, because they absolutely don't. So having said that, I've cut them all out of Mylar for you to see, so you can see really clearly what these patterns look like. I love the stag. I think they're absolutely fabulous. We're going to take one design and we're going to switch it up, and we're going to do different stencils with it as well. So if you do love stenciling, then this is brilliant. But if you're an SVG customer, that can be drawn, foiled, embossed, pierced, cut, all of that. And I mean, this is just crazy deal. Shop C is $14.99, guys, for 6 different designs. Love the parcels because they're all year round. This would be really nice if you paper pieced it back in.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely. Or drew inside it and coloured it. Then you've also got your holly with the berries. So you're getting all of these too. Then you're also going to get your snowflakes. Now forgive this stencil because it's had paste through it already. Couldn't resist. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? I'll show you what that looks like when we get to the demo. And then last but absolutely not least, you've got your stags there with all the little love hearts. So you're getting all 6 of those. Just think about all those different techniques. So what did we say? 5 techniques, £15. That's £3 a design. No, it's not. It's less than that. £2.50 something a design. But you're getting incredible value for money. So those are what they look like. You don't really need to see these, but you can have a quick look if you need to, because I've just shown you exactly what they look like. But you can take the Merry Christmas, put it with the stags, take the snowflakes, add it into the wreath, do all those amazing things that as ScanNCut users we do. This is going to be absolutely brilliant, and it's brand spanking. So get that one in your basket, and then you can sit back, relax, because you can download that immediately. So you can be cutting your stencils as soon as you paid for it and checked out. That's exciting, isn't it? I love that. Love the
Super
fact that
cool.
it's instant like that. It's brilliant,
Okay.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, Lily, I'm going to go to the next download, next two downloads, and then I think we're going to go into a demo because I want to show you. And then Lily, you can come back and do this because this is just self-explanatory, really, isn't it? Right, so now then, we did a brilliant deal on this one. So this was our Crimson Noel. We launched it the other day, myself and Stephanie, and honestly, amazing. So come in and have a close look at this for us. So you've got your 3 different SVG files. Now when we do our SVG downloads, or whether it's a USB, we do tend to do downloads a lot more now because it's quicker, right? Don't have to wait for the postman, and there's no postage, so why would we not? We give you 3 different sizes, so we always give them the original. Then you either get a smaller and a larger version, or a larger and an extra large version, depending on what the artwork calls for. We then also give you all the artwork and the artwork in reverse, so you can have them back to back. You can also, what else do we do? We give you all the decoupage layers. We give you any different colourways if there are any, and we give you all the detail designs. Now, this is really cool. Lily, will you just pass me that little card there?
Yeah, of course.
So the other day I was on a show, and I suddenly went, oh, why don't we try this? So you know when we do parchment with our embossing starter kit, I thought, wonder what would happen if we did it on parchment and then we put the SVG cut behind it. So that's the front of your card, but look how beautiful it looks like that.
Stunning.
Isn't that amazing? That's just a little piece of vellum. I've wrapped it around the back. I've used our tissue tape, which is really good. Look at that. You can just see where the glue is, but not very much, because it's tissue tape. It's super fine and it almost blends into what you put it onto. So we've done that and then just wrapped it around and then used our little label maker just to type Merry Christmas. And to tie that black in, I just went round the edge with a dark grey marker. But how lovely is that? If you're batch making for Christmas, that is going to be brilliant because it looks like you spent hours and hours and hours. In fact, the machine's done most of the work for you, which is brilliant. So you're getting all of the detailed designs. Remember, you can foil on top of your reflections now as well, which is brilliant, which is just amazing. So you're going to get all your SVG files, but then you're also going to get the Minecraft Studio. Now, working with Minecraft Studio and ScanNCut is a marriage made in heaven because you can turn that black, cut it out. You can have that with that and that and that, turn it black. It'll create a cutting file for you. So you're getting all of these. You get your reflections for the dies, but you'll also get your reflections for your art with your artwork as well as your download. So you've got all of these beautiful designs. Look, imagine these coloured in. I mean, they're going to look absolutely tremendous, aren't they? They're just beautiful. Then we've given you some of the most stunning backgrounds that I think we've ever done. So the idea is you can have it bold and striking. If you make and sell for charity, this is going to be perfect because you could add a couple of die cuts on a sentiment and you're done. But also you can fade all these back and change the opacity. So you can make it your insert, you can make it your envelope liner, you can make it your card, your gift bag, all of that. And then we're also going to give you these beautiful backgrounds that are very vintage. You remember when I opened my grandma's photo albums? That's what some of the photos look like. That aged look where the acid has eaten into the actual paper itself. But for a vintage Christmas, they're perfect. And then you're also going to get the textures in there as well. So great opportunity to get your Christmas sorted for your ScanNCut, gorgeous artwork and a fabulous, fabulous price. Right, code is Shop Digital and it's $14.99. Now then, oh, these are a bit fun. Right, so we launched these, myself and Amanda, I want to say Friday last week, and these are brilliant. So these are your Christmas tree gate or your Christmas gatefolds. So it makes something that looks like that. Now, last week I showed you how to create the whole bauble, the whole bell, the full tree, the full snowflake by Woven in Canvas Workspace. Look at that holographic there. It's striking, that, isn't it? Look at that. How to create the matte layer that goes behind here. All of that I showed you last week. Now I'm going to repeat that at 6 o'clock because I've had email after email after email over the week and going, please can you show us again? Yes, I can. Absolutely. So 6 o'clock tonight, we're going to recap on that. But you're going to get all of these. Yes, you can change the perforation line to a score line if that's what you prefer. You can still use the outside edge when you've got the full tree. So you can make yourself a regular shape card and we'll go through that at 6 o'clock. Then what we've also done is given you all of these beautiful panels. Now we know what we're like with panels. We can go in, we can take the shapes out, we can use them, we can do all sorts of different things with them. So you're getting all of these panels, so you're getting them in rectangle and in square, and then you're also going to get your bell gatefold. I can show you how to create that so it's a full dropper, the ringer, and then also your snowflake download. So we've got lots of downloads for you today, but all at really, really good prices. $19.99 for all of that. But wait till you see what you can do with it all. Same goes for the files we've got for you this morning. Wait till you see what we can do with all of these. It's really, really exciting. Right, shall we jump into a demo?
Yeah.
And then we're going to make a quick Christmas card so that you can see how that works. And then I'm going to ask you to come back and do this, Lily, if that's all right. Because we've got some starter kits we need to talk to you about as well. So just to put a really quick card together for you, I'm going to cut the reflection because I know we've had quite a lot of you recently join us with the ScanNCut. So I'm going to cut this out. But look at this. This is one of the stencils with the Capella paste from Cadence. Look at that. How fabulous is that? It's so delicate because we've done it kind of winter white on winter white because the paste isn't crisp white. Well, it is, but when you put it on a colour, you can see how subtle that background is. It's amazing, isn't it, that? I love it. So all these different things that we can now do. And if you haven't got your accessory kits yet, we've got the piercing one. Oh, let me show you this. I've done this morning.
Oh, this is a bit special, is this?
So that's it on one side with the snowflake. I'm getting there, Katie. You hold the camera still. I'll move to you.
I think you need to go backwards there.
There you go. You've got it there. So that's pierced. But look at the other side. This is a bit lush. Look at that. So you've now got the texture too. Not just the designs, but isn't that interesting? It still looks like a snowflake. Piercing kit is amazing, listen. You get that texture. Right, let me show you how to cut reflections first of all, and I know a lot of you know it, but there was once upon a time when you didn't, right? Now you will. Right, let's do this, and then while I'm building the card, I'm going to talk to you about the deals that we've got, because we've got an extra special one today. Lily did a thing.
I did a thing. Quite a big thing, actually.
You did.
Or just a little thing.
Right, so first of all, let's get the file. So we're going to press home and OK. We're going to retrieve the information from the USB because that's where it is. We're going to go into SVGs and we're going to go into Crimson Noel and we're going to go to Crimson Christmas. And we want the large version. So we go to our reflections. So you've got your detail designs, your matte layers. So that will be the die that goes around the outside edge. If you want to create an aperture, you can use that and then have your artwork coming through the aperture. And then we'll go on to reflections. So if we do the large, we've got a second colorway, which you're going to print, your decoupage layers and your main cut. Okay, so we're going to bring this on. So we've got two of them. I'm just going to cut one. So we're going to press OK. First thing we're going to do is we're changing it, so we're editing it. So we go to Edit. We multiple select everything that's on the mat, all of it. Press OK. Go back to editing the object and group it together. And now we're going to scan it in from here. And we're going to scan it in so the machine can bring up an image of it on the screen. And then you can position that cutting file. And it does the rest for you. Brilliant, that, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to take that piercing tool out and put the cap back on because it's super, super, super sharp. Come on, out you come. Come on, today. That'll be good. Bear with us a minute. Right, Lily, just
Let me see
recap on those stencils for me while I get this out.
No problem. Right, I'll go down
Oh,
this
got
side.
it. Oh, too late. Come on.
Too slow. Hurry up.
Too slow. Come on, Lily. Run. You're a runner. You're going to run around. Right. There we go. Honestly, it's always so slow, and the camera goes on it, and it's like, no. Right. So let's scan in from here. So if you want to come in, Katie, and then they can see where they're scanning from there, that little button there, that's your scanner. So you can scan from the home page, but you can also scan inside the machine as well. So you don't have to go back to the home screen because then you lose all your work. So they put it in different areas, which is really good. Also, whenever you see a little spanner, there's a toolbox behind it. So click it, because some of your functionality will be in there as well. Right, so now we've got this. I'm going to make the background a little bit lighter. So all we do for that is go into the spanner, go to background, because it's on dark now, and make it lighter, and then tell it you're finished. And then all we're going to do is drop this rectangle over the top. So we're going to go to edit so we can zoom in, and we're going to zoom in to 400%, okay? And then all we're going to do is line up those two rectangles. So the corner there, that's all we're doing. Now then, sitting there going, all right, Mel, but that doesn't line up, does it? No, it doesn't. Do you know why? Because it's a reverse reflection. So to reverse it, you go to Object, Edit, and you flip the file, and then it fits perfectly. Right?
Yeah.
Now the next thing we're going to do is ungroup this. So we're going to ungroup it, and whenever you ungroup something, you need to tap the screen to release the shapes. So all I'm going to do, because I just want to cut that top one, is make it not see this. So it's not going to see any of this. So we're going to go into our spanner again, and we're going to change our cutting area. We're going to go over the bottom of the rectangle and that poinsettia. We're going to press OK, and now all it will see is the one that it can find. So when we get to cut, so please select and cut, it will tell me that there's a pattern outside of the effective area, which means outside the restraints of the mat, or you've gone over like this. But it says, are you okay to continue? So we just press yes, and then we press stop, and away it goes. And now you're crafting. Right, it's brilliant, isn't it? Right, so we'll let that cut, and then we'll do the reveal. There's nothing more satisfying than doing the reveal on a ScanNCut, especially when you've got a page full and you peel it back. Those stencils yesterday, I was like, look at this. The other good thing about cutting your own stencils, and we have got the Mylar on the show, is if you keep the pieces, like the bigger pieces, you can use them to mask.
Oh, okay.
Because when you buy a stencil, normally all the dropouts you don't get. When you cut in your own, you can. You can also use your alcohol inks on top of your Mylar because it'll dry. So you can take all those pieces that come out and do something with them. Like we had loads of snowflakes come out yesterday. I was like, we do a white alcohol ink. So put them in a little bag with some of that, shake it like that, get them all white, and then put them in your shaker cards. It's brilliant, isn't it? Right, Lily, do you just want to do a quick recap? Because that download of our stencils is flying out this morning, and you don't want to miss this. Look at that. Perfection. That could be a gift tag right there. Place to write on the back. So your card, your gift wrap, all of it could match. How super cool is that? Right, let Lily show you that again, because we get new people joining all the time, and then we'll come back and we'll put it together as a card.
We certainly will. Now this is your brand new SVG download collection here. You get all of these designs, but instead of giving you them in physical stencil format, what we've done is we've given you them in SVG format. So yes, of course you can create stencils like you can see here, your more traditional stencils. So cutting your Mylar, using these fantastic files, you can do that. You can create your fantastic stencils, whether you're going to be inking through here, whether you're going to be drawing through here. Perhaps it's going to be some of your paste that you're using. Maybe you're even going to emboss these through your die cutting machine. You can do all of those sort of stencil techniques, but so much more. If we have a little look at the cards just behind here, you can see all the different techniques. You can see even onto your vellum there, it looks absolutely incredible. Cutting them as well from your cardstock, you can do that all because it's an SVG file, giving you so much versatility and creativity within here. Now you are getting all 6 designs. That's your first one with those absolutely beautiful stags that you can see on there. Then we move on to our wreath. And don't just think of always using that as a complete image. Of course, if you're taking these into Canvas Workspace, you can start to isolate areas. You can start to perhaps take that sentiment off and use it with something else. Maybe you've got other sentiments you can add into there. Perhaps you're going to be bringing in that first stencil and adding one of those lovely little deer into the centre. So much versatility in terms of the way that you can use these. Then we bring on this one, which is fabulous for using all year round as well, with all your little presents, and the detail within here is absolutely incredible, all the way down to a little bow at the top of each and every single one of those presents. It's just incredible, all cut from your Mylar as well, so you get all that detail by cutting these yourself using your fantastic ScanNCut. Now this one would be great if you've got your Rhinestone tool. You could be adding your little gems to the centre of all your berries there. That would look absolutely fantastic, just to further enhance that a little bit more. But a timeless design with your beautiful holly. You've got your snowflakes as well. I'm sure a design that you'll be using for all through winter, not just for Christmas. So a fabulous one to have in stencil format. And then this one's super cute. Look at the detail in there, all the gorgeous deer, and then you've got those tiny little hearts, almost like it's raining love there in the background. Absolutely beautiful. All 6 of those, you can cut them to your heart's content, you can foil them, you can emboss them, you can paper piece them, you can do all those different techniques, and you've all got it in download format. So literally as soon as you check out those baskets, that download will literally be with you. So you can even, as soon as Mel gets into demoing these, you could even be crafting alongside Mel, with it being completely and utterly instant with your downloads. So $14.99, that's shop seasonal, brand new today, proven really popular, unsurprisingly, quite frankly, already. And if you want to go for those shop seasonal, that's $14.99.
Lovely. Right, let's
back
come
to
back
mine.
and do this. Yeah, because then I want to talk to you about the deals that we've got. So I've got this card and literally just went through, just pasted some Capella onto our Sirius cardstock. Is that right? No.
You pasted
Sorry, no, I didn't. I pasted Capella onto our stucco. No, it began with S. I got the letter right. That's a pat on the back. That's good for me. Right, so I did that and then I've just trimmed it down a little bit and I've left a bit of a wider edge here just because this is where I'm going to build on my pattern and I don't want it right to the edge because then I'm just wasting paste, right? So I'm just going to use my pin flare bookbinding glue. So what I've done is decoupaged it up. Now remember, this could be foiled if you wanted it to be, so you could have all your reflections foiled. And I'm going to pop it so that the leaves are going into the card itself. So we're just going to pop it here. Now all of it, the stencil was cut on the ScanNCut. All of the artwork was cut on the ScanNCut. This is the joy. You can make this whatever you want it to be, which is fantastic. You're not going, oh no, that die's a little bit small to make that size of card. You can make that size of card because you can make the artwork bigger. So it just gives you the versatility to be able to really, really get to grips with the machine and have a play around. I'm going to pop one going down that way as well. And these are just the decoupage layers. So I'm not even using the main piece, because I don't need to hide all of the rest of it underneath. I can literally use these decoupage layers. And then this one, you can see is a decoupage layer, and you're just going to tuck that behind there, but tuck it in so that it's coming in slightly on an angle, I think. I'm going to make it a little bit taller, because my card is quite tall and quite slim. Oh, I wish. That would be all right. Actually, I don't care anymore. Get to a certain age where you just don't care, do you? Eat the chocolate, burn the candle, I know, wear the red shoes, all of that, right? So I've just made a little label. Now you could do this on your ScanNCut with the pens, because I showed you a few months ago how to do that. So we've got happy there, and then we've got Christmas, and that's as easy as it needs to be. So the ScanNCut's done all the hard work. So we've got a little thing going on today. Well, we had it going on yesterday. So Lily took a ScanNCut home last week, and Sam gave her the one that's out there that we demo with. And what do? Store all my tools in it, don't I? So Lily's gone home with all the tools. I've no tweezers, I've no pokey tool. I was like, Sam, it's not your fault. I'm not cross with anybody. It just made me smile. I was like, oh no, I've no tweezers for a week. That's not good. There you go. How simple is that? Oh, it would be if that stayed on. Bear with. That's because it's not dry. I'll have to get Katie to come in and just lift it at a gentler angle. There you go. That could be a Christmas card for 2025.
That's stunning, Mum.
Right?
Absolutely
but that
stunning.
could also be a Christmas card for 2025. Look how different they look, but they're with exactly the same cutting file. It's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Right, I need to talk to you about these machines. So we've got a deal on at the moment, and we've got a very special edition for you today. So we've got two options. Well, we've got four options actually. We'll start with the tattered lace one. So this machine is normally £399. We've brought it down for you to £249.99, which is £150 saving. That's amazing. That would also almost buy you a Pro Cut.
Yeah.
At full price.
That's a great way of looking at it.
That's incredible. Then, on top of that, you're going to get in the box two standard mats. Well, they're £24.75 each. You're also going to get your stylus and your spatula and your full auto blade connectivity. So you get the blade that doesn't need adjusting. It literally looks at the material, judges it, dips into it, has another look, and then cuts it out or draws it or does whatever you want it to do. Inside the machine's memory, you've got 682 images, icons, shapes, welded words, all of it, loads of stuff, loads that keep you busy for years. You're also going to get 7 full fonts, so uppercase, lowercase, numbers and punctuation, and 100 quilt blocks. And then via the Artspira app, this comes in with you. So it tells you to access Tattered Lace Designs, please download the Brother Artspira app. Tells you exactly what to do. There's a QR code that will take you there if that's what you want to do, and you can access 90 Tattered Lace Designs via the Artspira app, but without the subscription, because that wouldn't be good, would it? But, oh yeah, you get extras, but you got to pay for them. No, don't work like that. So if you want this one, it's £249.99. Now, on top of all that, so don't forget, you're going to pay £249.99 on your screen. If you're in tier 1, and we're going to work on tier 1 for the numbers because it's the lowest tier, you get 5% discount. You then get points put back on for every pound that you spend. I know, right? It's crazy value, isn't it? Which is fantastic, and obviously there's no postage. So if you're in the market for a tattered lace scan and cut, this might be the deal for you. We have exactly the same thing, but at £299.99 with the contents of the Tattered Lace digital subscription. So for an extra £50, you're going to get 24 issues of the digital subscription from when we did the Tattered Lace magazine. Now I can turn to any page in there. You can make all those cards, from the card base to the charisma, to the cutting file, to the mats and layers. So you don't have to go looking for this paper. It's there for you. It's already printed. You print it off and then you cut it out. You white your mat layers, all of that, all of it, even the sentiment. So that would have been a sentiment that somebody used on one of the projects. We're giving you that as a drawing file. So you can turn to any page in any of those magazines and make that card from scratch. Imagine that. It's nearly 1,000 projects. You've also got them all filmed. So there's all classes where Amanda shows you the hints and tips for that particular project. So if you want all 24 issues, this is one printed out, I know, thousands and thousands of cutting files that you can then go on and use afterwards. So £299.99 will get you that. So that's for both of the Tattered Lace ones. Now on top of that, as if that isn't enough, today we're going to credit your account in a couple of weeks' time. So if you buy any scan and cuts, either in the shows or on the website today, you will get an extra £10 worth of points credited to your account in a couple of weeks' time.
Wow.
I know, right? We're good, aren't we? Absolutely. So you take your pick. So the £249.99 one, Amber, is Shop Machine. The £299.99 one with all that subscription. So if you've got an extra £50 and you want to put it towards this, brilliant. If not, we've got a naked deal for you. That will bring, I mean, it's just remarkable. Shop Lace will get you that for £299.99. Now we have exactly the same deal but a different price point on the SDX 1200. I'm just going to come around there, Lily, and then I can show what they're getting in here, for example. So if you want a machine that has the bigger screen, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I flip between this one and the Tattered Lace one, and the screen doesn't bother me at all. And I know we've had a couple of customers recently said they were a bit worried about the screen size because of their eyes, but actually it's fine. But that's your choice, okay? I'm going to give you the prices on this. So if you want the SDX 1200, which has 1,303 images, icons, shapes and patterns pre-installed, 17 fonts and 100 quilt blocks. Plus, it comes in the box with a low tack and a standard mat. It also comes with your regular auto blade, your fabric auto blade, because it cuts fabric brilliantly, your pen holder and your pens. You also get 2 erasable pens, so you can scan your fabric in, draw your quilt block out with your pieces where you want them, and then it will cut it with a 1/4-inch seam allowance for you in all the different sizes. You just set it to the size you want the block to be when it's stitched, and it works it all out for you. It's clever. Then you also get your stylus and your spatula. So if you want this by itself, we can do that, or you can have it with the magazine. So the options are yours. You take your choice. You work out how much you're prepared to pay for a larger screen. For me, if you've already got one and you're upgrading, that's entirely up to you. If you're used to a bigger screen, brilliant. If you're not, the Tattered Lace one is an incredible deal. I mean, incredible deal. I think I worked it out the other week. If you take off your 5% discount, take off your points because you're going to get those credited back, it was about £225. Pro Cut's 170 at full price. Now you're getting an extra £10 worth of points. That's crazy value, guys. Seriously, if you've been considering it, and you won't get a better deal at Doncaster, so if you're waiting for that, this is now, right now, today, because you're getting those extra points. Right, let's go over here. Actually, Lily, do you just want to do these bits down here, and then I'll get ready for to show you how you can mix up your stencils.
Yeah,
is that all right?
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Lovely.
Righto, given we've got our stencils on the show today, I think we best off that we show you your Mylar, because if you are wanting to create your own stencils using those fantastic SVG cutting files, this is what you're going to need. This is the best material to create your stencils from. So you're getting a pack of the 10 12 by 12 inch sheets here of your Mylar. Shop Mylar for that one. It's $14.99 to go for this, and it's a lovely quality Mylar, 190 microns, and it cuts like a dream in your ScanNCut. So pack of Mylar, Shop Mylar, $14.99 if you want to go for that one. Then next up we have some of our vinyl. This is our self-adhesive vinyl sheets here. 12 by 12 inch sheets with our vinyl. That you've got a lovely variety of colours with this one as well. $24.99 will get you 30 sheets. It's a real wedge of vinyl that you get in here. Lovely mix of different finishes as well. You've got those lovely bright colours. Spider metallic one. Let me show you this lovely, like a rose goldy sort of colour. Look how gorgeous that is. That could be all your self-adhesive decals that you're using that with. Perhaps it's going to be onto some of your home decor pieces. Perhaps you're going to be jazzing up a water bottle, a mug, anything like that at all. You can do tons with these. Super easy to cut on your ScanNCut. I have to say, I had a little bit of a play with this over the weekend, and it is so easy to cut. Really, really cuts like a dream with all these gorgeous colourways. See, look at that. That's lovely. It's like a jade green. Absolutely stunning.
Wait till we get the vinyl blade back in.
Ooh.
Well, when Lily brings it back on Monday.
Oh. News to me.
Out via.
Oh. Oh. And all
it's
your
in the
tools.
machine.
And
I know, yeah, it's in the machine.
I did wonder when I got the machine home.
It's
I thought,
heavy.
yeah,
I know.
I was carrying it upstairs. I thought it's sort of rattling a little bit.
Yeah, that's why. Because
yeah,
all my tools are in there.
I did open it. I thought, there's an awful lot of tools in. I thought they've really spoilt me. Well, that's why. They will be coming back next week. Don't worry.
But, yeah, they will.
They will. Oh, they will.
They will.
They certainly will. But your gorgeous vinyl, again, all 30 sheets there, 12 by 12 inch vinyl for $24.99. Shop Self if you want to go for that one. Now, next up, we're having a little look at that gorgeous card that Mel had used. And this vellum is just, it's lovely thick, really high quality. You can see there. It's not, sometimes I'll be honest, it can feel a bit like tracing paper.
Yeah, so what we did was we tested lots of them, and the reason we went for a 280, a high weight, is because when you're using the embossing starter kit from ScanNCut, you've got a very thin mat that goes onto your sticky mat. It's almost like a very thin layer of memory foam. If that ball tool gets pushed through a thin vellum, it can damage that mat underneath. So the reason that I went for a thicker weight, I mean, it's a proper good quality parchment. It's not flimsy at all. In fact, it's thicker than the regular brand of parchment. So it's a really good quality. It means you can emboss 3 times, which means you get that really nice crisp white, but it also takes away most of the problems of it going through. Now, I always start with a -1, go around once with my pressure, then go to 0, go around again, and then 1. I never go higher than that with my pressure because you don't want to force that ball tool through the parchment. But it looks absolutely beautiful when it's done. And this is just the SVG cut underneath, but with that over the top. I mean, it's just stunning, isn't it? That took about, I'm going to say about 20 minutes.
Wow.
To do that. And then you can put a little bit of white work in there, but I loved the idea of just having the cut underneath. It's lovely, isn't it? So when it stands on your mantelpiece, you can see this colour behind, because colouring is the one thing that will put people off doing parchment, I think.
Yeah.
If you're not into your colouring, whereas this just makes it super easy, but it's lovely, isn't it? Just a little bit different as well, which is good.
Certainly, it's lovely quality there. You're getting 6 sheets of your fabulous vellum. It is 280 GSM shop vellum for that one, $12.99 for a pack. And it's just, I'm sure you're going to love using this, whether it's with your ScanNCut, whether you're going to be using it with your traditional parchment craft. Of course, there's nothing stopping you from doing that, but a great one to have in your crafty stash. Now, next up, we have some of our construction acetate. Now, I was using this just yesterday, and it's lovely. It's really thick, high quality, really strong acetate. You can even be creating your boxes from it. It could be a card basis that you're creating with this one for your aperture cards. Lovely quality, really strong construction acetate there. You're getting 10 sheets for $11.99, and that's shop construction for your construction acetate.
And guess what?
Go on, does it come? What's on your ScanNCut?
I know, it's good.
So if I had a box file, I could cut and score my acetate.
So it depends on which way you're scoring.
Okay.
And because plastic is brittle, when you're folding it, it can split.
Right, okay.
So I would do your scoring regularly, just with a normal scoring tool, and then it will cut it out. But yeah, absolutely. You've just got to be careful with that because it is plastic.
Yeah.
so when you're scoring it, it's almost softening that plastic. So you can fold it and crease it, but if you do it with a blade, you're cutting into it.
Right.
So as soon as you close it, it wants to do that.
Yeah.
But yes, for shaker cards, etc., it's brilliant for that.
Wow. Fabulous pack of 10 sheets there, £11.99 shop construction. Now we have a few different variations of cardstock here when it comes to your 12 by 12 inch pack. So we'll start off with this one at the top here. I believe this one.
That's your
Shop
light. Yeah.
So you're getting 50 sheets here, shop light for this one. This is your 180 GSM cardstock here, really lovely array of colours. You've got even your lovely soft pastels in there, could be great for your new baby cards, springtime cards, and you've even got that lovely bright green in there as well. Going to cut great on your ScanNCut here, 180 GSM, so great for your matting and layering, great for your cutting, great for your embossing as well. You can even use your stencils over the top of that one as well. 50 sheets there, shop light, $27.99. And then we have a similar thing when it comes to your darker colourways. So this one, I'm guessing it'd be shop dark. But we'll soon find.
Yeah, it is.
Funny that. There you go. Easy as that. Shop dark.
Go and make it easy.
Would you believe these colours are a bit darker? Funny that.
Lovely for Christmas these though.
Yeah, that brown's stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you've got your brown for your branches. You've then got your different, I love that grey green.
It's nice.
It's stunning, isn't it? That would be really nice in your foliage. And I was thinking about it the other day, cutting that wreath out with the Merry Christmas in the middle and paper piecing back into your stencil. And then you can lift your stencil and everything will be in the right place. That'd be lovely out of that, because you've got really lovely greens. You've got a really deep red candy apple and then a pop of red as well, but they both work perfectly together. It's a lovely set that. If you're in the market for some card for Christmas, that's probably the one to go for.
Absolutely gorgeous colour. I love the fact that as well you get the two different shades of red. Really important to have that in there. So you're getting all 50 sheets there. Shop dark for that one, $27.99. So whether you're going for the shop light or the shop dark or going for both, that choice is yours when it comes to your fantastic cardstock. And
I would also seriously think about a machine. I mean, I had a battle with brother to get it under £300. If you're going for whichever one you're going, whether you're going for $249.99, which is your raw deal, so if that's your budget, and don't forget you're getting all that content inside there as well. Maybe you've already got the digital magazine and you're upgrading from a CM to an SDX, maybe that's it. But to get that price, less your discount, plus your points, plus your extra £10 worth of points, I mean that's crazy deal. When you consider, just go and have a look at prices of electronic cutting machines, electronic die cutting machines. Honestly, that now isn't far off. And if this was a CM300, I'd be like, brilliant. But it's an SDX. So you don't need to think about any of that setup. It automatically adjusts its pressure and its blade depth, which is just phenomenal. And to get that at £250 is ridiculous, before all your discounts. Yeah, if you've been sitting there thinking, should I, shouldn't I? You should, because that's bonkers. Right, I want to show you how you can take a couple of different stencils and make them into your own, which is really cool. So rather than getting rid of all the detail around here, there's a really quick and simple way of grabbing. So I want the stags, so I'm going to click on the main body. Okay, that's selected that bit. Then I'm going to press shift and I'm going to go and grab that antler and that antler, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to group that together. So now I've got my stag. Super easy, right? Couldn't be easier. Rather than doing the same thing again, I'm going to right click and duplicate, and then I'm going to go up to edit at the top and I'm going to flip it. So I've now got two of them facing each other like that. Okay, and I'm going to align both of those. So I'm going to select both of them, go to edit, and I can either align them to the bottom or the top. And while I've got those two there, I'm going to right click and group them, because now anything else I put in between is fine. It'll work. Okay, so let's bring on one of these snowflakes and let's pop that in the middle of there. So if I now grab both of those, I'm going to rotate that slightly. I need one that's straighter. I'm not good at rotated things. It's got to be straight. Let's have that one. I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller, and that's just going to pop into the middle of there for me, like that. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. Let's bring in this one and we'll pop another one there. We'll right click and we will duplicate that a couple of times. So we'll pop one there, and then we'll do that again, and we'll bring the other one over here like that. So we're now creating something that looks different than it did before. Now that could be where you stop. if that's what you want to do. What I want to do is just grab this row of circles at the bottom, because I think this might look quite cute. Right click and group it, and then we're going to move that over there, so we'll have that little bit, we'll have that little bit there. Then I'm going to bring on these flourishes, and I'm going to position those just underneath like that. And I might change this as I go along, but you know what, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
Absolutely.
So if I do that again, let's duplicate this. I'm literally making this up as we go along, just letting you know that. Literally just making it up as we go along. So I'm going to have that one, and I'm going to pop that underneath there like that. I'm going to move this over slightly further out, and that one slightly further out, and then I'm going to grab that one, shift and that one, right click and group it. Honestly, Lily, when you get into Canvas Workspace, you'll lose hours, well, weeks, I'm not going to lie, it's amazing. So now that could be your finished stencil, or you could take that, so we could take all 4 of those, group those together, put that at the top, move the snowflake down to the bottom, or you could have the snowflake in the middle of that. It's entirely up to you. So that's one option. We could take that out, we could grab all the letters for Merry Christmas, like that. I know I've missed the C before anyone tells me, I know. Katie's looking at the screen. I don't even need to look at Katie, and I know she's desperate to tell me that I missed that. Aren't you? I'm right though. I know I can tell by the look on her face. Oh, deleted it instead of grouped it. Brilliant. Today's the day. Right. We're going to get off there. Come on. This is why I don't do computers. Then that, right click and group this time, not delete. And then that could come underneath there like that, and that could be a Christmas tree. Then you could copy and paste that, or duplicate that a couple of times. One could go there, right click, duplicate, and one could go there. And that could be cut into your Christmas card. So not cutting them all out and sticking them down, that, because the antlers are still separate, it's still a stencil. So you could literally have that cut into the front of a piece of craft card, white behind it, 2 little red gems on the reindeer's noses, and that could be your Christmas card. I mean, it really doesn't have to be difficult. But then you've got all of this. You've got that star in there. You've got hearts in there. You've got these lovely flourishes. So you could take those. You could change the antlers if you wanted to, and put the swirly antlers on top of the reindeer. So you could have like that with like a tattered lace one.
Oh, wow.
So if it's for a couple, well, let's do that. Let's edit and ungroup. And then I need to ungroup that bit as well. There we go. So you could remove that antler, put that in the bin. There we go. And then we can bring that one in. Is that one I wanted? No, I want this one, that one, these pieces here, that. There we are. We can flip that. So edit and, wrong one, Melanie. Breathe. Edit, flip. Can have it going that way, like that. Get rid of that one. Bring in the small, no, we can just use that one, I think. Let's do that. Right click, duplicate, edit, and flip that. And then you've got your detail antlers in there as well. And this is why, so little lesson for you guys at home, a little refresher, but a little lesson for Lily. When you create an SVG file, you can do what they call compounding it. And compounding, so if I just bring on, let me just go to edit and select all and get rid of all that lot. For example, if we bring on the snowflake design, the ScanNCut sees it as a rectangle with all those snowflakes sat on top of it. Okay, it doesn't see it the way that we see it. It doesn't see those snowflakes cut out. Now, if you've got a Cricut machine, when you took that into Cricut, you would have your rectangle there, and all your snowflakes will be in rows over here.
Okay.
Because it needs a single shape, otherwise it splits it automatically. If we do that for ScanNCut users, so if we compound it for you, there's nothing you can do with that pattern except cut it, draw it, foil it, etc. You can't get into that snowflake detail and do something else with it. And that's really annoying, right? That's why we do it the way that we do it, because if I just grab over all of that, I can go into edit and divide in process overlap, and divide comes down, pushes all those snowflakes through that rectangle, like it's like it die cuts it.
Okay.
Right? So then I've got all of this, so I can right click and delete that off. Now if I wanted to put that into a basic shape, so let's say we wanted to make a bauble, a round bauble. If I position this now here, like so, so I've got a similar amount, in fact I can align it. So if I go to edit and align it just vertically, then what I want to do is punch this pattern through that circle. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just duplicate my circle first of all and bring that over here. Now we need to send this behind because we're not punching the circle through the stencil, we're punching the stencil into the circle. So you right click and you send it to the back, so it's now behind, nothing changes on your screen. And then all I'm going to do is grab both of those, go to edit and remove overlap, and that will put those snowflakes into that circle.
Oh wow, okay.
Then I can go to edit and I can create an outward offset line, so let's do 3mm outward and delete the original and press OK. Now I can put that round there and I've got the start of my bauble. So if I grab both of those, go to edit and align it centrally vertically and centrally horizontally, and then if I divide that or group it, it doesn't really matter, it depends what you're going to do with it next. You've then got that will cut into your machine, but that will cut out. So you've got both. So if I just get rid of, oh actually I'm going to keep that because I remember, I know I actually remember, that's a miracle in itself. Right, let's get rid of that. I'm going to bring in let's just find a little top for that. So if we did, let's have a think about this. What do we want? We want, let's do a rounded square to start with, because this is going to be the top of our bauble. Oh, this is why I don't use a mouse. Right, that's going to go on there. So I need to work out what size I want that to be really first, because that's going to sit at the top of there. That works. Okay, I'm happy with that. But then we could, let's see if this will work. What if we bring in a scallop square and make that tiny, so smaller than the other one. Let's put that inside there like that. Let's align it so it's centrally vertically, and then we're going to click on that one and we're going to drop it down a little bit so you get your nice scallop little bit at the bottom. I'm just going to make that a little bit wider like that, and then just realign it vertically. This is when you lose literally time. And then if we weld that together, let's see what we get then. There you go, there's your little top for your bauble.
Oh,
look at that, cool, right?
How fab.
And then if I remember rightly, if we grab both of those and move that out the way, come on, both of you, that's it, move over there. If we go back into my projects and the wreath, we also then have a bow. I don't want that, I don't want that, I want you there. So we're going to grab all of that, right click, delete that, get rid of that, and then we're going to put the bow on there like that, and then the little cap will go behind there. So if I right click and bring that to the front, you've then got your bauble. You can see where I'm going with it. You've got the bow that would work on there as well. But it's literally, there are so many different things that you can do with one file or just those stencil files. You can make so many different ones. I'm just going to get Lily to recap the downloads for you because we've got some new ones. And then I'm going to come back and I'll show you I can make it look like a Christmas jumper.
Ooh,
like a fair owl design.
Ooh.
So let's do that. I'm going to start it. I'm just bringing on some stencils. You're not missing anything.
Okay, so while Mel's just starting up that demo, I will show you our fantastic brand new collection of stencil downloads. So you are getting 6 different designs here, but of course, like Mel was showing there, don't just think of it as 6 different designs. Think of all the different ways you can manipulate these, the different ways you can use them, not just as stencils, but using them for lots of other things as well. Cutting them, not just using them to ink through or paste through or add all your lovely sprays through. You could be drawing through here. You could be using just the dropout pieces themselves for shaker cards or as little embellishments. Tons and tons of different ways of using these, and even just cutting them from your Mylar there, you can see all of that gorgeous detail you've got in every single one of these stunning designs. And you are getting 6 different designs in total here. Cutting them from your Mylar even gives you all that lovely little detail that you can see at the top there, right down to the bows at the top of the presents. 6 different designs. Shop seasonal for this one, it's $14.99. And don't forget as well, of course, with these being SVG downloads, they are absolutely instant. They will be with you in literally a matter of seconds, and you'll have them for life. These are never going to run out. They're going to be on your computer, on your ScanNCut, however you're choosing to use them, and you can use them year in, year out with lots of different techniques. Perhaps you're into your pepper piercing this year, maybe next year it's going to be your foiling that's your technique of choice. These are going to grow with you. They're going to be there for all those different techniques that you're choosing to use with them, all those different effects that you're going to be getting. A shop seasonal, $14.99, proving really popular on its launch this morning for all of those fantastic SVG stencil downloads. Now, I've just clocked the time.
I know, we're going to come back to me now.
I have to quickly get back over to Mel before this hour runs away from us.
Absolutely. So all I've done is brought on the snowflake stencil, and I've grabbed 2 of the rows and grouped them together. Then I've gone in like this, so start at the bottom, grab what you want on here, right click, and then group that together. So this is how you can separate out all of your different elements. You can just take the deer if you want and make him bigger. You know, it's up to you, right? So all of these elements, now you won't be able to do this if we compounded those, which is exactly why we don't, because it takes away all the creativity for the ScanNCut user, and we're not doing that. I haven't spent 9.5 years teaching you all this stuff for us to go, no, we're not doing that anymore. I'll tell you that right now. Right, presents next. So let's get rid of that rectangle. And then I'm just going to grab the bottom row of these, including those bows. Right click and group it together. So let's get rid of all those now. And delete. So we've got snowflakes. So I want 2 of those. I've got my deer, or my stags. And then I want to flip one of them. I don't want that one. I want to get rid of that one. I want this one duplicated. Like that. And I'm going to flip one. So it's facing in the opposite direction. So flip's not on there. So we'll go into edit and flip. So it's back to front. And then we will do the same with the present. So we'll duplicate it. And then we will flip one of them. And then all you need to do, and sometimes it's easier to do this on your machine because you've got pattern interval on your machine, which means that it will line everything up with an equal distance between them. So we've got that there. Let's put a row of parcels in there, and then we'll have another row of parcels in the middle, and then we'll have our reverse of our stags, and then we'll have our snowflakes at the bottom. So then you group all of that together. So select all of it, and we're going to align it so it's aligned centrally vertically so it all lines up. You then go edit and group, and there's your next Christmas stencil.
Wow.
And you're paying $14.99 for 6 designs. That's amazing value for money, because then imagine foiling that, piercing it. So this morning we made that card. We used the Capella paste yesterday to get that lovely, looks embossed, but you can go super fine. Please don't think that the paste from Cadence or any of the Cadence product isn't for card makers, because it absolutely is. It's wonderful. So you've got that look. We've got this look where we've done it, used our embossing starter kit onto parchment and put the cut behind it. So instead of you having to colour it in, if you make and sell, these are going to fly out because there's something different. Also piercing with your paper piercing. This is lovely. So this was the snowflake stencil, but you can see how it's pierced it, and you can still see that it's a snowflake. It's super clever. If I turn it over, you've got the texture on the other side. So look at that. There you go. How fantastic is that? 36 minutes it took it to pierce that.
Wow.
You imagine trying to do that through a stencil with your little pin in your mat. Not for me, thank you very much.
No.
But all of that, please don't miss out on this deal. You're getting an extra £10 worth of points credited back to your account if you buy any ScanNCut on our website or on a live show today, which is phenomenal. So please, please, please don't miss out on this, because it really is a cracking deal. When you think about the price of an electronic die cutting machine, and you're getting an SDX with 682 images, 7 fonts, 100 quilt blocks, and those 90 tattered lace designs that you can download from Artspira. Well, you send them to your machine from Artspira, you don't download them. That's incredible value for money. Please don't miss out. If you need to go and talk to somebody, go and talk to somebody. But that is a deal and a half. Well, it's about out, if you get the naked deal, about £215 for an SDX.
Wow.
Mad that, isn't it? Right, I'm going through that wall to be with Stephanie. You don't want to miss this next show. We teased it yesterday. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Katie. And thank you to Amber. See you in a bit. And thank you to you.